I should have done this months ago before I had collected so many records. But hey, go big or go home, am I right? Hey, what's up you guys, it's Sydney. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do my full and complete record collection. If you love watching record collections, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below with your favorite record you own, or if you don't own any records, what would be the first record that you would buy. And don't forget to subscribe because I make videos about music all the time and I plan on doing record collection updates more frequently, and we're trying to get 2,000 subscribers for the end of the year. So subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Now that being said, we can't take too long on this intro because we have so many records to talk about. Let's just hop into the video. We're gonna go over to my shelf and show you my 3 favorite records that I keep on display. Record right here is The Maine's Lovely Little Lonely. It is signed by all of the band. This is my favorite thing in the entire universe. The fact that John O'Callaghan wrote Wax on my vinyl just makes me really happy, and it's pressed on a super pretty red exclusive tour variant for the Modern Nostalgia Tour. This right here is Sleep On It's Overexposed, signed by 4 out of 5 members of the band. They were so amazing live that I had to pick up their record, and it is such a good album. I fell on head over heels for it, and it is clear with red splatter. This is my Hamilton box set. It comes with 4 records. It's like my most expensive record I own by far. It is beautiful, and they're all on black vinyl. Now that we have all my fun special display records out of the way, let's go into my collection. Oh my gosh. Please don't laugh at me, but the first record in the stack is Justin Bieber's Purpose. No hate to Justin Bieber, I actually really like this album, and it was on sale at Urban Outfitters for $9. So for a double LP with a ton of songs that I like on it, I had to pick it up, and it's on black vinyl. Hippocampus, the Halocline or Halocline EPs, I literally don't know how to say that, I'm so sorry. But this comes with Bashful Creatures, the EP, and the South EP. And I knew nothing about Hippocampus before I got this in my V and my L box. I've only bought one of them, but the box that I got was super amazing, and I'd love to invest in a subscription service again once I have more money. But this is pressed on super pretty clear vinyl. And we have my pride and joy, Harry Styles' debut self-titled solo album. I cannot believe I paid $38 for a black pressing of an album, but I would do it for Harry Styles in a heartbeat. And this gatefold, ladies and gentlemen, is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I love one man. One man. Next up, we have Hopeless Founding Kingdom by Halsey. I don't care what you say about her. She is the love of my life, and I will support her music forever. This album is phenomenal. If you have not listened to it, what are you doing with your life? Definitely in my top albums of the year, and it is on a super gorgeous clear with red like blood splatter pressing, which just goes so perfectly with the aesthetic of this album. Also, if you're thinking about typing a comment about the way I hold my records, save yourself the time. I barely get my fingers on them. Leave me alone. Moving on. Next up, we have Halsey's debut album, which is Badlands. I picked this up when I saw her on tour in the beginning of November. I love this album. I've grown on it over time. I started with Hopeless Fountain Kingdom, then I got into Badlands, but look at this gatefold. Look at this angel. And this is pressed on super pretty pink vinyl. Next up, we have Group Love's Little Mess EP. I bought this on Record Store Day. I love Group Love, and this EP is super amazing. I haven't spun it very much. I really need to spin it more, but look at this beautiful seafoam green, blue, kind of transparent, smoky blue and white pressing. I don't think the camera's doing it justice. This thing is gorgeous, and it's a fun Record Store Day exclusive and a memory from my first Record Store Day. Following Group Love, we have Fits in the Tantrums, self-titled. Yeah, this is a self-titled. I picked this up when I saw One Republic, Fits in the Tantrums, and James Arthur on tour. This is an amazing album. I honestly haven't listened to the whole thing. I bought this as like my only souvenir merch. Me and my friend both bought Fits in the Tantrums albums. Shout out to Peyton. Yeah, but the songs I've heard on it are great, and I really need to spin this, and this is just on black vinyl. Next up, we have my most recent vinyl purchase, and that is Elf, the movie soundtrack. I bought this at Urban Outfitters on Black Friday. This was such an amazing purchase. This has so many great Christmas songs on here. Pennies from Heaven, the best Christmas song. Dear Evan Hansen, the original Broadway cast soundtrack. This also has a really cool gatefold that goes over what the show is all about and the cast. To be completely honest, I have not spun this yet because I am afraid it's going to rip my heart out of my chest. I know it will. I have to like emotionally prepare myself, but it is pressed on the most gorgeous blue vinyl that matches the whole aesthetic of Dear Evan Hansen perfectly. I love this musical with my whole heart. If you haven't seen it, please do. It does such an awesome portrayal of mental health in teenagers, and it is so important. Next up, we have All Time Low Future Hearts. I am obsessed with All Time Low. I got to see a really awesome acoustic set from them in my hometown in a park. The weirdest experience of my life. I cannot believe that happened with the size that they are, but I saw them play an acoustic set in a park, and I bought this really gorgeous blue vinyl at Amoeba Music, the largest independently owned record store in the world, with my best friend Tess. I also bought this at Amoeba Music, and that is One Direction's Made in the AM. I paid so much money for this stupid record, only to find it at Urban Outfitters the next day for $15. So Amoeba Music, I want my $12 back because I paid $27 for this album. Oh my gosh, End of the Day, Infinity, Olivia, some of the best One Direction songs ever been made. 10 out of 10. And if you don't listen to One Direction because they're just a stupid boy band, get your mind out of that mindset and go all in, baby. I love One Direction. This album right here is super special to me because this is Nothing's Tired of Tomorrow. And fun fact, my cousin is in this band. His name is Nick Bassett. He is so incredibly talented, and I am so proud of him. And the fact that he's touring this band opened for AFI, which is like freaking wild. And if you haven't listened to them, please do. I am just like the most excited cousin sharing this band with you. Look at that vinyl! $18 on Relapse Records. Go buy it. Neck Deep's The Peace and the Panic. I keep on saying I love this band, but I really do love this band. This album, the whole concept behind it is beautiful. This is my favorite gatefold I own by far. Look at how gorgeous that comic book strip is. I was obsessed with this album when it first came out. I haven't listened to it a lot since, but there are so many stellar tracks on here. In Bloom is one of my songs of the year. Vomac by Miles Parrish. Miles is from the Bay Area. I've been a fan of his for 4 years now, and watching him just grow up and grow into his own, making his own music, I am just a proud little bean. And this is 29 of 225 copies. It's signed, and it is this gorgeous aluminum pressing. I'm proud of you, Miles. We are jamming, moving right along. We have Lainey by Lainey, the self-titled release. I picked this up when I saw them at the beginning of November. I saw Lainey and Halsey back-to-back days, and it was the best 2 days of my entire life. This is a super gorgeous gatefold. We have the boys and this beautiful rose here. I love the way that the track listing is put up. Such an aesthetically pleasing and small detail that really makes the difference. And this is pressed on standard black, which I was kind of disappointed because I paid $30 for it and I thought it was going to be red, but what can you do? I'm glad to own it. La La Land soundtrack. I got this also from VNYL. I was absolutely obsessed with La La Land when it came out. Still am, but it kind of gets put on the back burner. It's on this gorgeous blue vinyl. I know people like to hate on this movie, but I freaking love it. The music is amazing. It'll make you cry. Just watch it if you haven't already. Movie soundtracks are so fun to have on vinyl. 10 out of 10 would recommend. The record that's actually on my record player, and this is 21 Pilots' Blurry Face. 21 Pilots has been on hiatus for the past like 5 months, so I haven't been talking about them recently, but I am such a massive 21 Pilots fan. It is on this gorgeous red and black split vinyl. This is an amazing album. I cannot wait to see what these guys do next. Pentatonic's self-titled album. I love these people. I saw them in the second row in the pit, which is such an amazing experience. And although I don't listen to them as much anymore, I still have so much love for these guys and the way that me and my best friend Trent have gone to a bunch of their shows together. Now, are we ready to get crazy? Because your girl loves Panic at the Disco and colored vinyl. So when Hot Topic was releasing all 5 Panic at the Disco albums on colored vinyl, you know I was stalking the update accounts. I had their notifications on. I copped them the second they were dropped on the website, and although there were shipping delays and delays in putting them up and so many problems, and it was an experience, I have all 5 of them on vinyl and I could not be happier. So starting it off with Panic at the Disco's most recent release, Death of a Bachelor. This album is golden. Golden days. It has such a special place in my heart because I saw Brendan Urie in the 12th row during this era, and my heart bursts. It's on beautiful red vinyl, fits perfectly with the aesthetic of this record. Panic at the Disco's Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die. Look at that pressing. Casual Affair, Far Too Young to Die, Colorful. Y'all are sleeping on this album. Listen to it, love it, support it. Yes. Vices and Virtues, this album is another one of my favorites. I literally have such a hard time putting Panic! At the Disco albums in order, but this is definitely number 2. It's brown, but brown vinyl is something you don't see very often, so I'm glad to have that in my collection. Now, for my favorite Panic! At the Disco album and era, my pride and joy, Pretty Odd on vinyl. When I started collecting vinyl, you could not get this thing anywhere, and the fact that I own it is such like an amazing thing. It is pressed on really pretty purple and yellow smash, and yeah, look at this gatefold. This album is full of so many emo classics. I cannot. If you haven't listened to a few, you cancel it out in its entirety. What are you doing with your life? Truly. We are almost done, ladies and gentlemen. John Bellion, The Human Condition. I say this for literally everyone, but I love this man with my whole heart. 3 out of 5 of my top streamed songs of the year on Spotify were by John Bellion. No surprise, I had a phase where I listened to him every day, non-stop, as much as I possibly could. And seeing him live was just the pinnacle of everything, and I would do anything to see him live again. This is pressed on clear vinyl, but I'm too lazy to pull it out of the sleeve. Okay. Hairspray, the motion picture soundtrack. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. This cast is absolutely amazing. I freaking love it. John Travolta, Christopher Walken, Amanda Bynes, James Marsden, Queen Latifah, Zac Efron, Nikki Blonsky. Incredible movie, incredible cast, and look at this gatefold. Do you die? I do. It's amazing. Tudor Cinema Club game show live at the live at the KCRW. Also a Record Store Day exclusive. I love Tudor Cinema Club, what you know. I know it's a basic song, but it is one of my favorite songs of all time. And this is such a super cool exclusive record to have, and it's my only Tudor Cinema Club record, which is a shame because I love that band. Moving on to 21 Pilots' Vessel. Oh my goodness gracious, there's so many good songs on here. They've come so far since this album, and I'm so proud of them. Also, if you're watching this, 21 Pilots, you're definitely not, but release your other 2 albums on vinyl. Last but not least, for standard LPs, we have Saint Motel's Saint Motel-Vision, also sent to me by VNYL. Saint Motel is so much more than their 2 most popular singles. This album is full of so many gems. Local Long Distance Relationship, For Elise, You Can Be You, Born Again, Destroyer, ugh, classic. And there's also a lady diving into a pool that looks like a television. Where can you go wrong? Picture discs. These are all Disney picture discs. This one right here is my favorite by far. It is Hercules on vinyl. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. This album, this vinyl right here has so much meaning to me. It is Moana, the songs. I got this at D23, and because I bought this, I got to meet Jordan Fisher. He won Dancing with the Stars. He was on Broadway in Hamilton. He sings in this movie. He literally can do no wrong in my eyes, and the fact that I got to meet him, he signed a piece of paper because I didn't want him to sign this because I wanted to play it. Beauty and the Beast on vinyl. I got this after I went to a really awesome Beauty and the Beast screening of the live action movie with a bunch of my friends. We got to sit and chat with the producers and the directors, and it was just such an amazing day. And I got this at Disneyland, actually. Lilo and Stitch. Again, it has some talking tracks, some singing, lots of singing obviously, and it is just such a fun record to spin. My camera cut off literally on the last one. This is Panic! At the Disco, Death of a Bachelor with This Is Gospel piano version. This was for House of Memories VIP holders. I literally don't play this very often, but because it's such a special collector's item to me. But yeah, and look at little Brendan. I love him. If you made it this far, congratulations. I tried to get through my records in an entertaining and fun way. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Like I said in the beginning, comment down below with either your favorite record that you own and like the backstory behind it, or if you were to buy a record, what would it be and why? I'm dying to know. Or if you have anything at the top of your wish list you want to tell me about, just comment it all down below. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before the end of Vlogmas, and I want to make record collection videos, and I want you to stick around and watch me talk about music because it's my favorite thing to do. And yeah, with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I see you in the next one. Bye!
Another